welcome back to another Fabulous Confabulation with me, Jay Mills. Now, because it is the month of Breast Cancer Awareness Month, October, I have the pleasure of speaking with a beauty who is a breast cancer survivor. She will talk about her experience and share facts that all women should know. Did you know that there is a 1 in 8 chance that women will develop breast cancer? That is why it is important to make others, women specifically, aware of this and emphasize why it is important to get checked out. So, without further ado, I would like to welcome Dawn Hughes.
Good afternoon.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good.
Thank you for chatting with me.
Oh, thank you for asking me to be a part of this.
No problem. So now, what year were you diagnosed and what stage and what were you diagnosed with?
I was diagnosed in 2011, January of 2011, and I was diagnosed with breast cancer.
Okay.
I didn't know what stage until after I had my surgery, and once that happened, they told me it was stage 2.
Okay, all right. And how did you discover that you had breast cancer? Were you, did you feel like a lump, or were you going for, a normal checkup?
I went for a physical.
Okay.
And I told the doctor, I got this little knot right here. Mm-hmm. And he felt it, and he was like, well, that's more than a knot, Dawn. Everything to me doesn't matter. It's like, whatever. Mm-hmm. And he sent me right away to get an MRI. And the MRI results is strange because usually the doctors, when you do an MRI, they never come out and tell you anything. This time, the doctor came out, and he was like, well, I'm going to send you back to your doctor because you need to go see a specialist. So my doctor, Dr. Weena, sent me to a specialist.
Okay. Wow. Alrighty. And how did you feel when you were first diagnosed?
Well, I had a bunch of mixed emotions. Like, you watch so many Lifetime shows, and you see, how people deal with it and, their coping mechanisms and stuff. Well, I just took it as, okay, well, we'll just cut it out and just move on.
Wow.
But as the time went on, it started to hit me like, okay, the day I had to come tell my mom, I think was the hardest thing. Because I sat in my car in the doctor's office and, they wanted to give me counseling right there because I cry for everything. And I called her on the phone and I told her, and she said, well, baby, just come on home. We'll deal with it when you get home. I came home. She was in there and she was talking to my Aunt Carol. And she said, well, I just wish I could take this away from her. And she started crying. And I never actually see my mom cry like that. But what you gonna do?
Wow. So at first, were you more in denial, you would say? Or was it just very nonchalant?
Maybe a little bit of both.
Okay.
I knew what he told me. I knew what they told me. I'm like, oh, not me. But it can happen to anyone. Mm-hmm. And I guess the strangest part was that the lump was on my left side. The knot I found was on my left side, but the breast cancer turned out to be on my right side.
Wow.
So
that's crazy.
Yeah.
So what would you recommend for women? How often should they get a mammogram?
Well, I think you should have a mammogram every year.
You
should. Some people are different. Some doctors require you to have them every 6 months, but you should get tested every year.
Okay.
It saves lives.
Right.
It saved mine.
Exactly. And in that moment, and in that experience and challenging time, who did you turn to for comfort, or what place, or whatever?
Well, my faith is strong,
mm-hmm.
and I do believe in God, and I just pray because God is the healer.
Right.
And then it was my mom and my family. And I had a good support system.
Nice.
Your mom is one of those people.
Nice. I love that. If you're comfortable, can you talk about your treatment process?
Sure. Well, after my surgeries, I had surgery in February of 2011. And then, you have to heal. So I had a healing process. And I started chemo in, I believe it was April or May.
Okay.
Sorry with the dates.
It's okay.
Either April or May. And I had 8 treatments. Okay. Every other week I had treatment. Fortunately, I didn't have to have radiation. So that was a plus. Okay. But I had 8 treatments.
Okay. Alrighty. And did they provide you, or did you go to any support group or support system or anything like that?
After my surgery, the American Cancer Society reached out to me. A woman came to the hospital. I guess it's a practice that they do. And I had a buddy. It's like a buddy system because I was having trouble eating and stuff. And she sent me some meals and stuff, to try out. Stuff that would be easy to go down because chemo is not that easy to go through.
Right. And I know one thing that women are always upset about is losing their hair throughout the process. Now, did you lose your hair when going through your treatment?
I lost my hair in my second treatment.
Okay.
It was my second treatment. I came home from work and I just put my hand through my hair. My hair was in my hair. Mm-hmm. So me and my mom, we put down a sheet in the bathroom and we just combed it out a little bit, and then we went to the salon and got it shaved off. But I mean, from watching so many shows and stuff, I mean, I knew you know what's gonna happen, but I don't think it bothered me like that. It was just like, okay, I'm beautiful either way.
Love that. See, so did you wear a wig or were you just free?
Oh God, no. Wigs are too hot. I mean, it made me sweat. The first one I tried, oh Lord, it was like a hot flash. But I wore scarves.
Okay.
I wore scarves. That was easy for me. I mean, in the house, I didn't wear anything. I mean, I would wear a scarf outside. Mm-hmm. I can remember one day, and I was in the process of my treatments. It had rained outside. It was a Saturday morning. Well, Saturday midday. I didn't have on a scarf. And I went outside, and I was like, oh, my God, people are going to see me. But the funniest thing, the rainwater hit my head, and I didn't care what anybody thought.
Wow.
I don't know. It was just crazy. And I just sat there because then I felt free.
Wow. That's amazing.
I didn't mean to cry.
It's okay. Your story is truly amazing and inspiring for others, So it's good for you to share this experience with others.
Who knew rainwater would be such a thing to take away all that, stuff that you have built up inside. Exactly. So it was no more scarves after that.
Wow.
No more scarves.
Wow. I love that. So what kind of things did you distract yourself with while you were going through these treatments? Were there anything that...
Well, I worked full time.
Oh, you did?
I worked full time. The only times that I didn't work was the days I had treatment. My treatment was Thursday. And after your treatment, the next day you have to go back and get I think it's Neulasta shot. Okay. So I didn't work those 2 days. I mean, I was tired. Like that Saturday, I was up and about. But that Saturday, it just hit me. I was so tired. I think the biggest thing was I couldn't taste anything. It took away my taste buds. Okay. But things I didn't eat before, I ate then, which is odd because I don't like tomatoes.
Wow.
I love tomatoes then.
Really?
I love bacon, and I couldn't eat bacon because it made me nauseous.
Oh.
So different little nuances.
Wow. So you got to try new things, but then you couldn't eat what you loved.
Yeah.
Mm. So, did you face any obstacles while undergoing treatment? And if so, how did you overcome them and stay strong throughout it?
Well, it seemed like every other treatment, I had a fever every time. It would make the treatments much longer. Like, I'd get there at 9 o'clock and I wouldn't get out of there at 5 o'clock, which was torture. And I think the biggest thing was memory loss. Like they say, you have chemo brain. And I couldn't remember stuff to save my life, stuff that I knew. And I knew something was wrong when I couldn't remember my mother's telephone number, a number that she's had since I was small.
Wow.
So I think that. But what I did was I started writing things down, important things. And I would just look at them just to, refresh my memory. But I think that was the biggest thing.
Wow.
Was the memory loss. I wish I'd have lost some weight, but... that didn't do it. I didn't have that effect.
So after treatment was done, were you able to get memory back?
Oh yeah, it came back.
Good. Good. Like, has anyone in your family had cancer before?
Yes, but not breast cancer.
Okay.
My grandmother had multiple myeloma, and my aunt had colon cancer.
Okay. All right.
So cancer skips a generation. That's what they say. So it skipped my mom, and I guess I was it. So, but that's what they say. I don't know how accurate that is, but I believe that's pretty accurate. They say it skips a generation.
So you also mentioned that you had surgery. Can you just elaborate on that process? And like, was it surgery to remove the cancer, or did you have to get a breast taken off?
Well, I had a mastectomy, so they removed my right breast.
Okay.
They took that off the same day, and I had reconstructive surgery the same day. So I lost my breast, and I gained a new one because they reconstructed it. But if I had to do it all over again, I would get a bilateral. Bilateral is when they move both breasts.
Okay.
And it's just, after having, you still have to go get mammograms still on the one breast. Just certain things. And then I guess the fear is, like, will it come back? Will it be on the other side? So I think if I had to do it all over again, I would definitely get a bilateral.
Okay. All right. And what is that process like having one, like an implant? Is anything different? Like, has it changed your lifestyle or anything like that?
No, it didn't change my lifestyle. I think, they couldn't save my areola. Okay. So, in place of that, they made it so it looks like one, and I had to have it tattooed to make them look symmetrical so they can look the same. But, I mean, it hasn't changed anything. I'm proud of who I am, and they look the same to me, so that doesn't matter. And if someone sees them, they either love you for who you are, right, or then they don't, and then you just don't deal with that person if they can't accept you for who you are. So
exactly. So for any beauties who are maybe going through that experience or have cancer or know someone who has cancer, do you have any advice on how they can cope and stay strong through this process?
You always have to be positive. You always have to set yourself around people that are good for you. Okay. The negative energy will tear you down. I mean, you don't need someone, I'm a crybaby, but you don't need someone crying, and there's nothing wrong with them, and you have the problem, but you need a good support system. Mm-hmm. And, I had that. Nice. I still have that because I have a family, and I have friends that love me dearly, and they took their time for me. That's so nice. I would just say, have a support. Find somebody that you can talk to. I'll talk to you. I have no problems with sharing. But find somebody that is genuinely has a good heart and that's able to share. If you have a person with secrets and they've been through it, that's not the person that should help you. Right. Because you want someone to guide you in the right path, not steer you in a destructive path.
Thank you for that. And do you donate to any foundations that support breast cancer awareness, or are you part of any organizations?
I do donate to Making Strides. Okay. I did the walk on Sunday.
So did I. I volunteered.
My God, I thought I was going to die, though. But it's always good to do the walks and anything that, community-based that will help. Because you never know who you may meet in that crowd. You never know who you may help in that process. Mm-hmm.
Right. So, what do you like to do in your free time?
Oh. Well, I love to bake. I love to bake cupcakes, anything sweet related. Yes, that's my thing.
Well, can you show what are the cupcakes?
Oh. So, this is what I made.
Look at that. Oh.
If they don't fall over.
Right. So, now, what is your favorite, cake or cupcake that you've made? Or baked? What's your favorite thing that you've baked?
Oh my God. Well, I love my sweet potato cupcake. And, I have a business with my cousins and I, and we do wedding cakes. So, we did a wedding cake, and I thought that was super awesome. It was black and red cake, and someone wanted a black and red cake for their wedding.
Wow, that's
Everybody's
different.
like, yeah, it's a little strange. But it was so much fun, and I think... Yeah, it was so much fun. It was a lot of work, but it was a lot of fun doing it. So, and the bride loved it.
Oh, that's nice. That's all that matters, right? You having fun and the customer loving what you've done. So, have you ever gotten an order that has been really exotic, very unique type?
Not yet. No. Since we're just starting out, this is our second year. Okay. But we haven't gotten that order. But oh my God, I can't wait for it.
That's what you're waiting for.
Yes.
So what is one goal that you have for your baking business?
One goal that I have is for us to open up a brick and mortar, so we can have, something for us to call our own.
Right.
We won't have to take orders from anyone except from each other. But yeah, that's the goal. That's the goal. I'm excited about that. Wow. Yeah, we all are excited about that.
Yes. And lastly, how long have you been breast cancer free?
I'm a 7-year survivor. Yay for me!
Wow. So, if any beauties are interested in placing an order for your business, how could they get in touch with you?
Our business is Indulge LLC on Facebook, and on IG is Indulge RVA.
Okay.
And our telephone number is 804-240-8227.
Okay, I'll put that in the link too. So, should we try a cupcake?
Sure.
Okay. Okay, ready?
Yeah. I have cupcakes all over the place. Okay. Oh, I have to do it this one this way.
Okay.
Yum.
Yum. Well, this is really good.
Thank you.
So, I thank you so much for telling your story and talking about facts and giving tips and advice about your story. I'm just really appreciative. I feel like I learned so much. Sorry, I'm talking with a cupcake in my mouth. And I thank you so much.
Thank you.
But before you go, I do want to give you a little gift.
Okay.
Open it.
Thank you. That was pretty bad.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you.
It's a Girls with Beauty and Brain shirt. So remember, beauties, Dawn is a girl with beauty and brains, and so are you. Thank you for watching, and tune in later. Bye.